I have a 2001 Firebird, and when I look in my rearview mirror, because cars and trucks are so big now and this car is so low, it blinds me and I can't see. So I picked up this Jansite DVR mirror. This is going to clip over my rearview mirror. It's got a camera on it, so it will record. So it's a dash cam, and it also comes with the rear view camera. It's very long, so I can plug it into the back here so I can both see behind me while I'm driving as well as when I'm reversing. And it has a plug for the AC adapter, whether that's a cigarette lighter or just an AC. So these are just clips that are going to hold it on if you need something bigger and some things to clean. So let's get this installed and set up, and we'll see how it looks, see how it works, and check the functionality of it. It looks like I think I had it upside down before. I had it like this, and it's not. It goes the same shape as your mirror. So if it looks funky, then that's the reason. So I'm going to mate this up against here, make sure that this clears however large your mirror is, and put it on like this. Same process. You're going to loop this on here, put it over, and just pull it to the bottom one. And you can kind of grab it with two fingers and just pull it back and roll it off your finger, and it'll pop right on. It's actually really easy. It feels too tight, but it's pretty simple. Get it on right here. Oh, yeah, you're gonna have this happen a couple times, but it's not as hard as it looks. There we go. Yeah, just simple. And then you can peel it off and it'll look really nice. That's it. Let's get it powered. So now the power button is actually on the bottom and all the plugs are on the top. So this will go up here and you can hide it in your car or wherever you want to do it. I wouldn't leave it hanging. I mean, you can, but it's going to look terrible. But you want to run it with the natural cables of your car and install it really clean. So let's get some power to it and see what it looks like. Since I'm installing this on the Firebird, I'm going to want to run it up here, across here, and down here. To do that, I'm going to need to take off this pillar. There's two Phillips head screws to get this off, to tuck it behind there, and then I'm going to have to figure out what I want to do here. I don't think I'm going to need to remove the kick panel. I can probably tuck it underneath the glove box. I'll clean the car after. I've been using it a ton this week and the top is down, so it's very dirty. But I'm going to run this down under here and probably zip tie it or put it clean, and then I'm going to run it through the back under here so you can't really see it, and then I'm going to have it probably come through up here through this crack and either go to this one or this one. I'm debating on which one because sometimes I've got a passenger and want to charge our phone. This one is probably in a worse place because the wire's going to stick out, and we usually charge our phones. I don't know, that one's actually in a good spot. I think this one will be better because we'll be able to put the wire up in here and it'll hide it a lot better. So I think I'm going to run it this direction. I got the pillar off and I tucked it right here, and I just used my finger to push it up underneath here. Whether you've got a convertible, a T-tops, or a hardtop, you should be able just to put your finger up in here. I thought I was going to have to take the bolts out to this and get this down, but I was able actually just to run my finger up in it here and have it pop out here. I'm going to have it run down the side of this pillar and then put the pillar back on and then come down through here. So give me a minute to put that on and I will show you what that looks like with it all tucked in nice. This broke off while I was doing it, which really sucks. So this is actually super easy to tuck. I didn't have to take off anything. You can just kind of push it back there and it will go through. Obviously this will need to be on when I put the pillar back on. But this wire, you can kind of just push in between the door panel. And this may be different depending on the car you have, but if you have a Firebird or a Camaro, you can just tuck it right back in there. It goes super smooth. You can just use your finger. You don't have to take anything off, which is great. And then I'm going to run it through here again too. So I got these little clips out. These pulled right out of here. This is going to pop down now. I'm going to be able to move this around, run it up in here, and be able to tuck this and hide it. Let's see how I'm going to run this. Basically, just want to tuck it under here so you don't see it. I think just about anywhere I put it, it's going to be hidden, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, anywhere in here is fine. It's not going to get cut off or hit. And I could probably even tuck a lot of the slack up in here. So I'm going to figure out how much space I need, loop that around, and that will tuck. This will go directly in there and you're not going to see anything. Awesome. I've got the cable down. I know this is all wet because it's 110 outside and I'm soaking wet, so everything I touch gets disgusting. I'll clean that up later. So I'm going to pull my glove box out. You can pinch these down together. I think what I'm going to do is take the end of this, I'm going to run it up through here and go across to really try to hide it really well. But I don't know if I can get this off without taking this apart. So if I can get this down, because if I have this up, I want this to come across here, but I don't want it really to be seen, and this is going to stick out. So I think I'm going to run this up. I'm going to have to take this bottom panel out, run it up through there. There's a couple of screws right here I'm going to take off. I'm going to run it up into here, over, across, and out. back through this side and then up in the back, because I don't want anyone to see the wire, nor do I want to see it. I want it to be installed really clean and look good. So let me get some tools and we'll take these clips out and we'll get that put up in there. I have this tucked in here, so this will just plug in and sit just like that. It's just going to stick out just a hair, but that's fine. There's really nowhere else to put it other than this, and I don't want to run it all down there. I get everything tucked and hidden back. Can't tell, it's all inside here. Goes up in here, goes around. It's back inside the pillar, goes up along top all the way and comes here. So pretty well hidden. The only thing you can see is that. So now I'm going to figure out how I'm going to install the back camera piece. Here's the camera. I went ahead and disconnected it from its long run because I just want to see where to mount it. This little articulating piece right here has a hole in it, and it does come with some hardware to put it in, and I'm trying to find a good place to put it. What's interesting is there are 2 screws right here for my license plate light. I think what I'm going to do is take this screw out, put it through this hole, put this back through there, and then face it back, and that would be perfect, to where then you can just see that and you wouldn't be able to see anything else, because up here I'm gonna have to drill or cut. I'm not gonna do that. These headlights are really cool, they're expensive. There's really nowhere else to put it. I can't, it's too tight to put in here. Yeah, way too tight to fit. I can't put it at an angle. There's nowhere on the side. I'm not gonna drill any holes. So I think the best place, honestly, is gonna be right there. So I'm gonna take the screw out, put it in, and then see, I'm gonna have to run this cable up through here, up underneath the car, and it's gonna go up through the, get the camera down here. It's gonna have to come up through here, somewhere up into the fender well. I know that the power antenna has some connections, and I'll probably pull it through the convertible bottom piece down here. I'm gonna have to run it through the door, clean all this because I'm replacing the top soon, but it's gonna go down through the through the floorboard. I'm gonna pull off this pillar piece, and then I'm gonna run it back up the same way, all the way back up here, back to this unit, and it's gonna plug in right next to it. This is gonna be a little more work. It's gonna take a little more time, but it's gonna look really nice, and I'm not even gonna be able to tell it's done when I'm finished. So I got the screw out of the bottom down there, but the screw is slightly bigger than this hole, and that's not gonna fit. So don't be afraid to drill it out. I'm gonna use a small drill bit. I'm just gonna wedge this hole out, and I'm gonna make it slightly bigger so it'll fit this screw. This screw will go through there and hold it, and then I will be able to mount it exactly right here where that license plate light goes, right there on the right side, right there. All right, I got this piece drilled out. This is gonna go in right here, and I'm gonna put it back exactly where it was, just like this, and let's see what it looks like. Alright, this should fold up and it'll look directly behind me. I'm going to run this cable up through the bumper, up into the car, and see how I'm going to reroute that. But here's how it looks from behind. It's really clean. Just going to see a little camera. That's it. I have the backup camera plugged in. I haven't ran the cable tucked yet because I want to make sure it works. And just swipe left and right. I can see in front and behind me. Swipe again, and I can see completely behind me, which is great. And I can move the camera up and down just by sliding my finger. It's actually got a really great amount of move to it. So I'm going to leave that here. It looks like it works. Now I'm going to run this the same way I did the other one. I'm going to put that down the pillar, down here. I'm going to run it along this, and I'm going to have to take apart the side to see where I want to run it, but it's going to run through along with some other wires, so it should be great. I got everything run up in here. This wire comes down. I'm about to connect it and tuck it. I'm going to put some electrical tape. This is fed up through here. I have it going up here. I'm going to tie this all together. I know this looks terrible. This is a restoration car. I'm working on it still. Haven't even been driving it. This is going through here. I've got it ran through the panel here, all under here clean, and through here tied together, zip tied it all in this, and it comes out just like that. So completely hidden, and I'm going to tie it up, and then I'm going to group these together, zip tie it together over here so that way the spare tire doesn't rub and cut the cable or scratch it, and then I'll turn it on at the end and show you in just a second. I am done. The plug is here. Looks pretty clean. See this here? Tucked away. And this is all connected. It's running. I can move the camera up and down if you swipe left and right, it will now correctly show everything. My little dog's running around, and it looks great. Everything's hidden. I'm gonna go take it for a spin. I put a memory card in it, and I think it's awesome. I'm excited to see what the night vision looks like, because I drive a lot at night, and the main reason for putting this in is because cars behind me blind me. So I'll be interested to see how that affects my vision with the rearview mirror, and I hope that I don't have to take all this thing off again. But it came out really good. Looks good. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe.